This is the plaintiff, Augustus Gordon Davey. He says he brought his 2012 BMW 335 to the defendants and hired him to customize and wrap the car in vinyl. In the process, he leaned on the roof of his car, denting it, and he also misplaced his spoiler. He's suing for $4,282.01, the money he's owed. This is the defendant, Michael Sheehan. He says he was hired to wrap the plaintiff's car, spent a day or two prepping it, and then the guy called him and told him he changed his mind. The plaintiff then turned around and tried blaming him for causing damage he didn't do. Well, he did no such damage to that car, didn't steal his spoiler, and is certainly not going to pay any money to a swindler like the plaintiff. He's accused of spoiling a customer's Beamer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff brought the defendant's BMW to the defendant's shop to get wrapped and says the guy damaged it. But the defendant says he never did the job. It's the case of Wrapper Wars.
Thank you, Douglas. Augustus Gordon Davey, you are suing Michael Sheehan and Long Island Vinyl Wraps for $4,282.01 that you say you are damaged as a result of his negligence while he was trying to wrap your car. Tell me what happened.
So,
First of all, tell me what a wrap is. I know what it is, but just in case there's anybody out there who doesn't know.
It's basically like a giant sticker that goes on the car. Changes
A giant
the color.
sticker that goes
it's
on your
adhesive. It's an adhesive wrap. Just goes on the outside of the car, changes the appearance, matte, pearlescent, any type of finish you want that you could have painted it. It's just a wrap.
Okay, and why do people do it?
To protect the paint off the original.
Why? Because can you peel that sticker off
You can
and
peel
your
it
paint
off and
looks
there's
good?
no scratches done to the car.
Okay, and then do people do it mostly because they want to change the color or because
Yeah,
they
to
want to
change the
matte
color,
out
change the look. People do it for commercial reasons and also just protects
What's
the paint.
commercial reasons?
For like logos, decal stickers, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, so you hire him to do it and the whole price was going to be what?
$1,000.
Okay, is that cheap?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
kind of cheap.
yeah.
Why is it cheap? So cheap?
I was just starting off, so I decided to do it for a fraction of what it goes for.
Okay, because you don't have any experience. All right, so how did you find him?
Instagram.
Okay, so it looked good. So
Yeah.
what your car is a 2012 BMW 335.
Correct.
And it was what color?
It's black now, and I was gonna wrap it a matte green. The
Matte
military
green.
finish, yeah.
And why?
It's a military finish. My family's in the military.
Oh, okay. So it looked like a tank.
Yeah.
Right.
pretty-
Okay. so what went wrong?
Well, I dropped the car off, and he said he was gonna do it overnight. He called me the next day, and he said that he was having trouble with the vinyl. He needed an extra day. So I said, okay. So in the following day, he calls me and says that he needs to change the vinyl completely because? It's bubbling. He used a new unknown company instead of the...
So my understanding is that you used a company that's just now establishing
Yes, it was just established.
I imagine that it's cheaper for you than using 3M or one of the big companies.
The thing was, the other companies didn't have the exact color he wanted.
All right, so when you used it, you said to him, look, this looks terrible. I don't like it. It's not sticking.
I just wasn't
it's bubbling."
comfortable with it, yes.
Why? Because it was bubbling?
Yeah, no, it was a texture that I never felt before, and it just wasn't feeling right. I didn't want to put it on a car. I didn't want to give it out to a customer, and I wanted to give something that was 100%.
So you call him back and you say to him, let's order another vinyl,
Yes.
and you up the price.
And I upped the price up to
Which he didn't balk about. Like somebody else might say, no,
Yeah.
give me my $1,000 deal you advertised. But he said, okay, fine, and you up the price, it almost doubled, right?
Oh, yeah, close.
Right, so it was now $1,800, and you said fine. But then what happened?
While he was overnighting the vinyl, I went and picked up the car because there was no point in the car sitting there if he's not wrapping it. And I was working 3 jobs at that time, so I needed the car. So I went and picked up the car, and I drove straight to my second job after that. I didn't even go home. So after I got to my second job, I came home. I went to sleep, came the next day, and I looked at the trunk and the roof spoiler, and the roof spoiler wasn't there. I went to work on the train, came home, and I noticed when I was looking for the spoiler, because he said that maybe one of his guys moved it or something. I looked in the back seat, looked in the front seat, looked in the trunk. I closed the trunk, and I noticed that the top of the roof was dented. I have pictures of the dents. It's completely warped. I took it to 2 shops, and they both told me that the roof needs to be completely replaced.
Okay, let me see your pictures. What happened to the spoiler?
The spoiler, we did not touch the spoiler. Actually, he left my shop. We shook hands. We looked over the whole car. I explained everything to him. We came to an agreement saying, you know, let's just wait till the new wrap comes in. And then as soon as he left the shop, 24 hours later, he calls me and then texts me, and he says that all this stuff is missing and wrong. And that's 24 hours after the handshake.
It's not all the stuff. It's that the spoiler's missing and that there's a dent on the
roof.
On the roof. Is it one dent?
No, there's several. You could see the disformation in the reflection. If you look at the trees, they're in like circles.
Yeah.
The power lines are all wiggly.
But now that is 24 hours after he left the shop.
Why would this be, though, a $4,000 repair?
The whole roof they have to take out
Why
both
does the whole
windshields.
roof have to come out? Why couldn't it be repaired?
See, that's the thing.
I mean, that's that's a
No, they have to take
God bless dent wizard kind of.
They have to take the whole headliner out to straighten out
Were you
that
taking
sheet
it to
metal.
BMW?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the answer to that.
Well, I'm not going to take it to another shop and then
No,
it leaks.
I understand. I understand.
I mean, there's also razor marks, but I didn't include that. There's razor marks on the quarter panel.
No, I want to see that. Show me razor
I don't
marks. You don't have pictures of razor marks on the quarter?
Well, I didn't consider that part of it because I was going to wrap the car anyway, so that's going to be covered. But I was going to go to a different company. I don't think I have the razor marks on here.
But I'm more concerned about what happened here. How did this happen?
The dents in the roof, I can't see that happening because he said it looked like we wrestled on the roof, which is not possible because
That's just him
I don't know how much you can
hyperbole.
actually, I don't know how much you can lean, and no one was on the roof. I mean,
Well, something dented it. What would dent it like that other than
when he
a
left
hand leaning or something?
See, when he left our shop, he never said anything about the dent in the roof. He never said anything about the spoil. Then 24 hours later, he calls me back saying that I don't know what happened in that period of that 24 hours. He could have.
Why would I damage my own car?
Anything could happen.
Well, he wouldn't damage his own car, but and I don't think that's I don't think that's what he's saying. What he's saying is anything could have happened, and whether you know it or not, anything could have happened. Like anything could have
But there
dropped
was a
on it and
handshake at the
dented
end
it. You know, because 24 hours had passed. That's his argument.
He told
Where's
me
the spoiler, though? The spoiler isn't going to go missing.
The spoiler is not anywhere in the shop. We actually have the shop. It's a safe shop. There's cameras all over the shop. It's there's no possibility the spoiler was stolen, and I'm just not the type of person that would actually do something like that.
I don't think you are, but negligence can happen.
He was going to
know?
be a returning customer to me. He was actually going to come back. I was actually giving his car back just so.
You have some affidavit from an employee of his?
He wasn't able to get it notarized. I do have what he told me. I have.
Wait, you wrote it down or he wrote it down?
No, he wrote it down. He's at college right now. He was working with him. He never paid him. He never called him back.
He never paid the guy?
He never paid the employee. I have the text messages with that kid.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Was that somebody who you knew?
No, he knew him. He was
Okay,
friends with.
because the fellow who worked on the car with you has some unfavorable things to say. Why would he be saying?
He wasn't experienced at all. The person.
He says that you were on the roof.
I was not on the roof. I actually.
What would be his motivation to say that?
I have no clue.
How did you reach that guy?
He contacted me, and he said that
How did he contact you?
Instagram. The same way that I found him. He contacted me and he said, have I heard from him? Do I have my car? What happened? And then I explained to him the situation. And then I asked for his phone number.
Wait, so why is he calling you?
Because he didn't hear from Mike either.
Because he wanted to get paid for what?
His
The car
work.
wasn't wrapped. So
he worked with him that first night.
Where are the pictures?
That he sent me?
Yeah. He says here, when you're chit-chatting on Instagram, he says he had 5 pictures. Let me see them.
I mean, I have them on my phone if you want me to pull them up.
Yeah. When he came in and showed you the dents, what did you say to him?
I never talked to him after that.
That day, did you talk to him or no?
No. We actually, the last time we talked was the handshake when we walked all over the car. We actually.
So he never came back in with the car?
No, he came back in, but I just wasn't there. There was just the times.
Who was the fellow with you, moral support or a
Yes,
witness?
that's my friend Ryan from moral support.
Moral support, okay.
Mike is actually in 2 of the pictures that he took, that Brandon took.
And this is your car?
Yeah.
What is that yellow thing on top of his car? Some kind of tool?
Yeah, it's probably a squeegee, which would not dent the roof.
I mean, dude, you're working on the roof.
That was the first thing he did was.
And clearly it didn't come in that way or you would have noticed it and that would be your testimony. Now, Brandon does say everything was there when they were working on it. Like whatever it is what was there. They didn't take. Brandon kind of indicates that there was no. Kind of sounds like what he's saying there is that there was no spoiler
at all. No, I have text messages. I have text messages where he says that he doesn't need to. He needs to take the spoilers off to wrap the car, and then I have.
Oh, that's not what he's saying here. Show me what you got, because here what he says is, when I left that night, everything was on the car. Nothing was taken off.
The first night.
And then what?
I don't know.
And then the car was given back.
No, it wasn't, because it.
Okay.
Look,
show
right
me the
here.
text. Show me the text. Does he change what he was saying?
Brendan? No.
Yeah. Oh, so whose texts are saying it has to be taken off to wrap the roof?
His.
Oh, let's see it. Do you text him the spoiler has to be taken off to do the roof?
Yeah, but I never took the spoiler off. The spoiler.
But you're doing the roof in the picture. I'm looking at pictures of you having done the roof.
No, with the spoiler, it would help the tuck of the actual wrap.
All right, in the pictures, there's no spoiler. And you're telling him the spoiler had to be taken off. If there's no spoiler in the picture, who took the spoiler off? You, to do the wrap.
Yes, but the spoiler. Okay, the spoiler was taken off, but the spoiler could be put back on with 3M double-sided tape, which is a lot of shops do that.
According to him, you began to lay or sit on the roof, a probable cause of the roof warping. Using a razor blade, you began to trim the excess vinyl off the roof. Did you say there were razor cuts on your roof?
There was. I didn't. They're on my camera. I have a DSLR. They're on my camera. I didn't print those out because that wasn't part of the claim. I don't know how I would monetize the scrap. I'm not going to repaint the whole car, so.
Yeah, he does have a beef with you because you didn't pay him. So he might be saying this because he didn't get paid and he's itching to hurt him. Or he might be saying this because it happened, but he wasn't saying this in any of the stuff that you guys.
That guy gave me all my information.
I understand, but when I don't have a human being, like, these are small claims, we relax the rules. Not only is it not notarized, which, okay, but I don't have the guy here to cross-examine him, you see? And he's got an axe to grind, and he never testified that badly against him in the Instagram posts. He didn't say, I was leaning right, I was sitting on your roof. He didn't say that. He had a chance to say it, and he didn't. So I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Okay, coolest rap you ever saw?
Oh, one of my mates got the old pull-down towel and it wrapped around and round and round and round the car, and my mate.
Wait a minute, was this actually like a actual hefty type, whatever those things are called?
That was very heavy duty, so my mate's.
I don't really. What the hell is that?
Oh, it's this cool T-shirt. I don't know. It's some dude Harvey. I don't know who that is, but he's pretty cool apparently.
Wow.
He looks a little bit like you.
Here's the problem. It's one number after O.J. Simpson. That scares me going inside the courtroom.
Here's what's going on in this case, all right? He's a plaintiff. He has a burden of proving his case by a preponderance of the evidence, not beyond and to the exclusion of all reasonable doubt, by a preponderance of the evidence. It means, is it more likely than not? He's a guy who takes it off the premises. That's very bad for you when you do that, because it could happen anywhere. But could it happen anywhere? How often does stuff happen to the roof? Where was the roof? If this was something that happened on the side of the car, and he said, hey, you scratched my car. Oh, it couldn't happen. It could have happened anywhere. Because every single time you come in and out of a parking lot, that happens 100 million more times than something to your roof, especially a smooth dent. Not like paint chipped, a rock fell on it, something, but a smooth dent, which is from someone doing this, okay? Or laying, something heavy on it or whatever else. That's the kind of way that can happen. And who do we know who was around that roof and doing work? It's you. It's you. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to award you the cheaper of the two estimates, plus your deposit back, plus the roof spoiler, for a judgment in your favor in the amount of $4,091.83. Pay the man.
Well, it's not open court, it's small claims, and here comes the defendant on the losing end because the plaintiff is able to meet his burden of proof against you.
It happens. I still feel like I was shorted there, but we're a good company now, and we're striving to be the best. So
you ready to admit that that's probably how the dent got in there? How else could it?
I don't know. I mean, it was left the shop for about 24 hours, so anything could have happened.
Like something could have fallen from outer space and landed there? An alien could have landed on it?
Yes, could have happened.
Or maybe somebody leaned on it and...
Maybe.
All right.
You'll never know.
Okay, all right, right around the corner this way. All right, follow him. All right, step on in here. What's your feeling on this outcome here?
I think it's fair. I mean, I proved that he dented the roof. He's the only person touching the roof, and the spoiler was missing, and I've had this spoiler for 6 months, so why would it disappear right after I leave his shop?
Right. And so the condition of the car is what now?
It's broken. It needs to be
mess.
fixed, yeah.
And this money is enough, or you're going to go get this thing fixed up?
I probably have to add some, but it should be enough.
All right. Harvey, what do you got?
You know, when you're dealing with this type of lawsuit, Kurt, you're dealing in probabilities, and the probability that the roof would get damaged 24 hours after it leaves the defendant's shop is just not there, and that's why the plaintiff met the burden of proof.